All right, we're making a glass pumpkin. This is one gather, and then I'm gonna roll in some frit. I'm using some different shots just so you can see what you do. Usually I'm really close up to what we're doing, but now you can see the full body. All right, I got some frit, one gather, marver the glass off the pipe, pop a bubble. Now I'm going for a second gather. After the second gather, I'm gonna roll in some more frit, and I think it's purple. This, even if my brother wasn't filming, I would still be using a blow hose. It was during COVID. I've never used a blow hose, and then COVID hit. Everybody started using blow hoses, and now I can't stop it. I really like the control that the blow hose gives you. It works really well. All right, get some frit. Now I'm gonna marver the glass off the pipe. Marver it up. Start going for that cylinder shape or that cone shape for the optic mold. I'm gonna put some air in there. I'm gonna make sure it's expanding, and then I'm gonna go back to that cylindrical, slight conical shape for the optic mold. Before you go in the optic mold, make sure you get it really, really hot. You need it extremely hot to take on the ridges. And this is something. If you have your brother filming for you, you can't stop talking. So I'm gonna be talking to the camera randomly. So heads up. All right, optic mold. We got to fill it up with air. Make sure it doesn't push you out. It's going to be trying to push you out with the air pressure. Hold it in. I'm going to marver the back end, okay, the moil, because sometimes that bubble wants to climb up the moil. So I'm going to cool off that back end, push some of that glass off the pipe, and I'm going to start blowing here pretty soon too. I want to start expanding it. The tricky part with the next heat is not to get it too hot. If you get it too hot, it's gonna melt. It's all gonna melt in, right? The ridges will melt in. But if you don't get it hot enough, you're not gonna be able to get a jack line. All right, so that's the tricky part right here. If you just got to get that perfect heat, and it just comes with time, with practice. It's an open-ended mold. It blows out pretty even. I had a question the other day I need to answer still. That why do we have open-ended molds? And I'm sure it stems from a production need or niche that it had to fill. All right, so jack line, and I'm pulling away from the pipe. My hand got a little hot, so I switched my grip. So, and then I'm blowing like a lot. I'm putting a lot of air in there. And it's all about that setup. I had a really good setup, so it all just kind of blew up pretty much, freehand. I didn't really touch the pumpkin at all. Right there, I was holding it up, so it would kind of divot the top. And the top is still pretty hot. So I'm not even flashing right now. I'm just heating up the bottom to get it to sit flat. Okay? Holding it up gives it that divot. It makes it look more pumpkin-like. All right, so don't forget that step. Giving it a flash, and then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go for the paddle. So I might blow a little bit, not too much. And when I paddle, I'm actually flattening the bottom, and I'm making that divot more prominent towards the top of the pumpkin. So it's pushing kind of over the jack line, trying not to do it too much because it makes the break off more challenging. All right, so when we do the stem, like I'm never going to stop learning on glass blowing. I've been blowing glass probably 20 plus years. I'm never going to stop learning. There's one thing I haven't learned yet is how to put stems on by myself. I see videos people doing it by themselves all the time, and I don't get how they do it. So my brother's bringing me a stem. I'm connecting it. We're pulling it up, and then I'm gonna wrap it around this bar, this pipe. It's actually an old punny pipe that got cut up. All right, then you don't want to take the pipe out too soon because then it just all gonna collapse on itself. So I'm doing a wrap around over, and then as it solidifies, then you can exit out with that pipe. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.